Today on 15 News, we check in on the swearing-in ceremony of Jason Hoskins, we meet new LTU President Dr. Tarek Soap, and we learn what's going on in the library in February. Stay tuned for this and so much more on 15 News. Welcome back to 15 News. I'm your host, Jim Hall, and let's get this news started by visiting with a friend. Former councilperson Jason Hoskins was sworn into the 18th District House. It was a wonderful ceremony. Let's go check in.
What a perfect candidate. This isn't a novice going to Lansing and going to spend a year or two learning the ropes. This is a man that has been in Lansing for 10 years.
I am happy that Jason Hoskins will be representing the city of Southfield and other wonderful communities, but we're in Southfield, in our state house. I know the work that is ahead of you, and I know that you are prepared to hit the ground running on day one.
Jason was a wonderful council person, and he's going to be a wonderful state representative. Good luck, Jason. Now let's visit LTU. And we're going to meet the new president of LTU, Dr. Tarek Soap. I was fortunate to be able to sit down with Dr. Soap earlier in the winter, and we got to learn a little bit about the new LTU president. Let's take a look.
We have a lot of people looking for jobs, and we have hundreds of thousands of job openings requiring these type of skills, technological skills, STEM skills. But there is no match. People who are looking for the jobs, who are trying to find jobs, do not have the skills of these hundreds of thousands of job opening. And we see our role is to try to fill that void.
As I mentioned, I was fortunate enough to be able to sit down with Dr. Soap earlier in the winter. So if you'd like to see more of that interview, just check out the Dr. Soap episode of Southfield Now. You can see that either on Cable 15 or watch the entire episode on YouTube. Now we're going to switch gears and visit the library and see what's going on in the month of February.
Let's talk technology. I am so excited about all the amazing technology stuff happening at the library. We offer great classes that you can check out on the calendar in the newsletter, but we have tech help. Every month we offer tech help Tuesdays from 12 to 1. Come get your phone questions answered, your MacBook questions answered, and so much more with our tech experts. One Tuesday a month from 12 to 1.
Now let's go visit our friend Mike over at Premier Pets, and he's going to tell us how to keep our animals safe during the winter.
Hey guys, it's Mike from Premier Pet Supply, and when we're in the store, we often get customers looking for the best treat they can find for their pet, something that they're really gonna like, but also is healthy as well, and there's a lot of options out there. So when it comes to treats, what's pretty neat is finding a functional treat, something that may help with, say, hip and joint health by adding glucosamine or chondroitin. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1. The dog's happy, you're happy because you're giving them a treat, and they're benefiting by getting the supplements that will basically help them with mobility, hip and joint pain, inflammation, things like that. There's even ones for overall immune health, but one of the biggest questions we get is how do I keep my dog busy and give them a chew that's gonna last and something that's also safe. So those things are really important, and it's easy to accomplish with a few options. So we all know rawhide might not be the best thing because some dogs don't digest rawhide as well as others. If you give the dog a rawhide chew, they are economical, they're a great way to keep them busy and occupied, but make sure when they're chewing them, they're gnawing them very gradually and going really slowly. If they get a big chunk of that rawhide, it can sometimes expand in the gut, and that could be where it becomes dangerous. There are alternatives though, like a no-hide chew. There's a lot of options out there like this. It looks like rawhide, so it appeals to the consumer, but also to the pet. It functions like rawhide in that it takes a while for them to chew, but what's great about it, it's completely digestible. So what looks like rawhide is a rice protein and an egg protein, and you can see from this one, it's got beef in it. So there's beef muscle meat that's inside and on the outside of it, so the dogs absolutely love it. And it comes in a variety of proteins, venison, chicken, pork, turkey, and even peanut butter flavor as well. So there's some great options and alternatives to rawhide out there. Another one would be a bully stick. Now in our stores, we sell more bully sticks than probably any other chew. It's just a pure beef muscle, so it's edible, digestible, has good nutritional value, and it will last a while as well. The great part about giving bones and things like this is that it's great for keeping the teeth clean. The dogs are using the back of their teeth, the side of their teeth, where it's scraping. So it's making sure that, you know, it's getting some of that plaque and tartar that's on there. Now that won't do it alone. You got to get in there and brush, because their show teeth and the canine teeth in front and sometimes aren't getting the use that, you know, the chews are as well. But, you know, make sure that you're supplementing with these bones, because it keeps them busy but also helps their teeth. So something that lasts longer, it's pretty economical, you'll find in our freezers. This is a marrow bone. What's great about this, it's got the marrow, it's got some meat on there as well, and the dogs actually love these right out of the freezer. It's long lasting, which is great, and the benefit of the marrow and some of the meat on there is actually very healthy as well. Now for the super strong chewers, the ones that just go through everything, we also have elk and deer antlers available. You'll find these at most pet stores. These are great because it's something that you're not buying and the dog is chewing within 5 to 10 minutes. It could sometimes last up to 1 to 3 months depending on the dog. The marrow is what they're going after. These are all naturally shed, so it's something that's found out there. Sherpas will collect those out in the woods. Healthy, it's something animals in the wild chew naturally, so it's great for their teeth, it's a calcium source, and it's gonna keep your dog busy and hopefully give you a little bit of time to do things for yourself. I hope this helps.
Jazz and Blues at the Library is a live monthly music series that the Friends of the Library produce, and we feature Detroit area's top musicians and top bands. Coming up in February 15th as a matter of fact, we're featuring the Brendan Lindsley Band. It's headed by a 22-year-old local phenom called Brendan Lindsley. He's been playing guitar since he was about 14. He's a really amazing musician, very talented guy. And one of the best things is to know that he's been tutored by some of the best musicians in town, one of them being Jim McCarty, who's been playing forever. You can get tickets online at Local Hop. Here's how you do that. You go to southfieldlibrary.org, then click on calendar at the top. Click on the concert date, in this case, February the 15th, and then you get your tickets.
Now I think we're gonna have a story that you're really gonna enjoy. I sure did, and that's the electronics show, antique electronics show that took place in our own pavilion. An incredible get-together of like-minded people, as you're going to hear about soon, but incredible old radios, televisions, and old memorabilia on display. I had a wonderful time, and I'm looking forward to that being a semi-regular event here at Southfield. Let's take a look.
Well, it's a great gathering of friends and people who might want to be friends. It's a great group of people. And what we do is we buy, sell, and restore two sort of categories of electronic equipment. One would be old radios, but anymore, a lot of what we do here is stereo systems, high-end stereo systems that use the older vacuum tube technology for improved quality of sound. So there's an art aspect to the hobby. There is also a design aspect where people are really interested in how in 1925 did they really make this stuff work. So there's just a broad array of hobbies here. Some people like to collect radio tubes from the 1950s. Well, we have those. Some people like old radios. Some people are buying new stereo equipment that is made with the old technology. So you have an art design element here. You also have early television, early radio, early computers, early video games. All these things that were the start of their individual technologies are here in this room.
We're right in the middle of winter, and as you know, that can mean big storms. So let's head over to DPW and learn the best way to act around the Southfield snowplows, where you should be, how you should be driving around snowplows. Let's learn all that information.
You want to at least give a vehicle 15 feet, 15 feet radius around a salt truck, because the salt trucks do throw salt out, and the salt can chip up your vehicle, and that's the last thing we're trying to do is damage anybody's vehicle. But the salt trucks need, we need a lot of room to work, and we're constantly working in and out of lanes and churn lanes. And sometimes we're not in one complete lane, like the truck behind me has got a wing plow. that gives you an extra 8 feet. So sometimes we have a lane and a half, and we do have a lot of lights and a lot of ways of letting the public know where we're at, but often we have cars that try to pass us, and it's easier if you just give us some room and let us do our job.
Now we're going to finish today's show with a really special pop-up event that happened at Red Pole Park. Let's go visit with Terry, and he's going to tell us about this wonderful carriage ride event at Red Pole Park.
It's been years we've been trying to get a horse and carriage under the perfect winter conditions to drive down our pathway through Red Pole Park. And today we have a horse and carriage photo shoot and ride. We've invited some special guests on a 15-minute interval to be part of our photo shoot and to take a circular ride down our pathway. And we also have a donut bar food truck is coming today, being hosted by the Business Development Department. It's going to provide hot beverages and donuts. We try to do at least one special event every quarter throughout the city center. We've had other photo shoots where we had cross-country skiers, snowshoers, bikers, dancers at large community events. And we just haven't had the right timing for the horse and carriage ride until this year. We had to schedule this several weeks out and just hope and pray that we would get the winner. But I am hoping if this is successful, we will have maybe something in the summer and have open rides for people throughout the district.
Well, that wraps up this episode of 15 News. Again, we are so thankful that you watched. If you'd like to rewatch this or any episode, you can always catch them on Cable 15. You can also go to YouTube, and you can see every episode of the news on YouTube. You can also check us out on Facebook. We thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next month.